Hello, everyone. My name is Ben with ChainGuardians. Today I'm joined with Noi and Pellek or Fred, both of which are absolutely esteemed leaders of NFTs in their respective industries. Quick little introduction to Noi here. He's a high-class, world-class digital artist that comes from one of the largest comic companies, I guess you could say, in the space. And if you don't know him, he's the lead artist for ChainGuardians. Always excited to be able to share the stage with Noi. A little pat on the back there, buddy. And in addition, we have Pellek. You might know him from HBO The Vikings. He's a YouTube extraordinaire. Fred, I think we're looking at almost 4 million subs on YouTube now, correct?
Maybe, yeah, something like that.
Wow.
Maybe with our audience, we can boost you up to 4 million.
Not a big deal, right? 4 million.
And he's also a musical mastermind, writes, sings, produces music for a bunch of different companies, animes, video games, such as I think League of Legends is one of the more prominent ones, correct?
Just song for League of Legends, but yes.
Just a song for League of Legends. Yeah, awesome. So looking at it from the bigger picture, NFTs are simply put digital assets, whether that be digital art on the side of Noi or songs, videos, albums on the side of Fred, Pellek. We have a lot to talk about today. Pellek, I'll come your direction here. Can you talk a little bit about kind of the challenges and the hurdles within the music industry traditionally before NFTs? What were some of the challenges that people faced when they wanted to get into music?
Especially now during Corona and stuff, big bands have suffered from not being able to do gigs, etc. So I mean, mainly the income you get as a band or as an artist is through, like a musician at least, it's like through Spotify, iTunes, all these platforms, and then YouTube ads, etc. for music videos. But the CPMs aren't very high, and a lot of artists have been complaining for a long time about how they feel that they're not being paid enough by the streaming platform they're using. So I feel like NFT changed that. So I'm super proud of being part of that journey with everyone here who shares an interest for NFTs.
Yeah, absolutely. Noi, going to come your direction. Can you talk about some of the challenges that artists face, whether that be digital artists or artists in general?
Yeah, for sure. The thing with NFTs is it really gives you the kind of the freedom to kind of pave your own path, right? There's no middleman, and as an artist, there's always a middleman. There's always somebody who's benefiting off your work, and it's so like skewed. Like the amount of money that they make versus the amount of money you make is insane. Before all this, I used to work for like a television studio where I did graphics as well. That was my full time job. My side gig was a lot of the comic book stuff for like Marvel and DC and stuff like that. But the my 9 to 5 was for a big television studio, and the amount of money they make off your work is ridiculous. And NFTs is so exciting. It's kind of an unprecedented time right now for artists to be able to sell digital assets. Whereas before it was always like physical art. Nowadays it's kind of funny because people would rather have the digital art over the the pencil and paper and painting, because they can actually sell that NFT
Right, right.
and make money on their own. So yeah.
Yeah, and Noi, can you talk a little bit about, so when you were working for the television company and obviously your previous line of work as well, were most of those then brick and mortar where you'd have to physically go into the locations, or were you able to do a lot of that work from home?
Uh, this past year was really weird, right?
Right, yeah.
Um, if you were to ask me that question 2 years ago, I'd say yeah, you'd have to go into work. You know, commuting and stuff like that costs a lot of money. To be able to go in there and like have bosses look over your shoulder, it's kind of undesirable. Um,
I know
but
Emma, I know for a fact she pokes you for updates.
imagine if you had to go to the same office as Emma, right?
Oh gosh, actually I wouldn't mind it. I really enjoy working with Emma. She cracks me up.
Yeah, she's great when she doesn't. We live close to each other, so
Uh-oh,
she
spoiler.
would, yeah, no, she would actually not that close, but she she'd show up at my house sometimes. Like,
Oh.
hey,
That's great.
where's that drawing, by the way? But,
Now I know who to ping. So if Emma's not answering me, I can shoot you a message on Discord. Go poke Emma in real life.
yeah,
Is that how this works?
no, we're not that close. She, she's kind of a private person. I think If I went to her house, I think it'd be a different story. She'd probably send guards after.
That's great. She makes all of her private security cosplay like Binancia or something, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Wielding Frostmourne at her door, huh?
Yeah.
All right, Fred, I'm gonna come your direction here, man. So like we had a chit chat a little bit here before we actually got into this interview about how I don't think you've gotten exposure, but I don't think you've gotten enough exposure for doing the world's first NFT album, which was wildly successful. And by the way, huge props, man. Like that's quality, like flat out quality work. So you have a fan in me, right?
I'm a fan too. It's
Wow.
crazy. It's like we're talking to this dude. I mean, it's amazing. That creates amazing music. Blows my mind.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about like, when did you realize that you wanted to create the world's first NFT album, and how did that kind of come to fruition in your mind?
I became good friends with Brandon, who's the CEO of Bondly. He basically taught me everything I know about NFTs, and that was in December last year, I think. And we just started talking really quickly about we should make like a music album NFT. So it was before NFTs got really big, but some people had obviously started talking about it and utilizing it. Yeah, it's the first NFT music album, and yeah, sold out super quick. So super thankful. It was an amazing experience.
Yeah, not only, well, I mean, it sold out fast for a reason, right? Because it was such high quality. Can you talk a little bit about the kind of the challenges of what that process looked like? Because I think NFT is kind of this buzzword for people, right? They think of like Paris Hilton and Rob Gronkowski and these celebrities, and they think celebrities plus crypto equals, you know, possibly like scam stuff. What, you know, you're trying to do with Bondly, what we're trying to do with ChainGuardians is really concretely add value and expand what you're able to do just past collectibles, right? But can you talk about kind of the challenge of what it looks like creating an NFT and how we can kind of connect and create that entry barrier for people?
So yeah, it depends a bit on the platform. Bondly is making something called BSwap, which is going to be fantastic. So I totally recommend that. Very soon, very very soon.
Stay tuned, right?
Yes, exactly. I'm excited. I've tried it, by the way. It's amazing. So, but anyway, so I mean, personally, for me, because I also work at Bondly, I'm a senior creative director there. So for me, I mint the NFTs myself on Etherscan with my contract, which is a pretty simple task. And then the metadata gets handled by people at Bondly. They just kind of help me out with that. So we're a big bunch of friends. But I suppose one of the challenges is kind of making people who don't know about crypto understand NFTs. It's a bigger gap than when you're talking to people who have already held, you know, so just some Bitcoin or especially if they have MetaMask. It's pretty easy to explain and to make people get it. But yeah, that was the challenge. But obviously not a big challenge because the album sold out really quickly. Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's one of the challenges that we have in crypto in general is as we strive to achieve this mainstream mass adoption of blockchain, it's creating the bridge between tech minds and the average person, right? Like there's a lot of brilliant tech oriented people in the space, but it doesn't necessarily mean the processes in blockchain are user friendly, intuitive, frictionless pathways to welcome people that are coming off the streets. Like traditional banking or traditional financial institutions and creating that easy pathway, because blockchain is complicated. Like we all have that mentor, we all have that one person that sat down with us for like 10 hours to explain everything. Like that's common, like everyone has that. Fred, you talked about the kind of the challenges. How difficult would it be for someone, for just a digital artist or, you know, a writer or a producer to create and actually mint an NFT? Is that a pretty difficult process?
No, it can be extremely easy. There are lots of websites who offer this service to mint your own NFT. So, yeah, I suppose this quick Google search will probably help anyone out who just wants to try it out. But then again, like I said, Bomb Protect is going to be amazing, and it's very close to be done. So definitely stay tuned for that. Just follow Bondly on Twitter.
Perfect. We'll make sure that we add Bondly in here so that we make sure that the Bondly community knows the hashtag stay tuned theme. How do you believe that NFTs have unlocked this potential for singers, songwriters, producers, etc. within the music industry?
Because you can create something scarce that big fans want, kind of like when I release an album. Normally I would use something like Kickstarter, right? But it's very easy to show I own this, I support this, I held this when you have it on the blockchain. So NFTs are such a big deal. In addition to that, you can connect any kind of utility you want to it and everything. So yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, like we talked about, it's about creating opportunities and pathways of economic freedom for people in this space. Fred, I have to ask, man, and I'm putting you on the spot here because we didn't discuss this. Do you have a story about NFTs, maybe like a horror story or like a funny story or something that you experienced as you were learning about NFTs that you would like to share?
There's like no horror story. Mm-hmm. There were more like funny stories. No, I don't know how to say that. It's too cringy. Okay,
no, you gotta say it now, man. So like, here's the thing: is everyone always sees this amazing, polished, final product from you guys, but even you two, as amazing as you are, aren't perfect, right? So now you have to share it.
Well, there was one time, I don't know if it's funny or not, but there was, I'm sure most people, at least who know about Bond, know about Polka Pets, probably everyone because of ChainGuardians and everything. So there was we had a sale for a creature called Plasm, and then there was one guy who bought up like 100 Plasms on release day. Like he just bought them on the open market right after, because they got sold out in the seconds or minutes or what it was. Mm-hmm. And then when he had all those plasms, everyone in the community was talking about like, who's this guy and why is he buying so many plasms? And then what I did is I have a meme NFT that I call Polka Pets Barbecue. Yeah. Where I burn Polka Pets on a barbecue, and I just sent that guy who had all those plasms in there one of those for free, because you can just do that on OpenSea, right? Yeah. And then everyone's like, oh, I need a Polka Pet barbecue now because he has one, and it's just such a funny thing to do. So a lot of people wanted it then, but it's more like a meme.
Yeah.
But no good horror stories.
Okay, fair enough. We'll let you go with that answer. I think that's funny. I mean, of course you've also created a meme, right? Awesome. So Noi, I'm going to be coming your direction, buddy. Obviously, you know that I'm such a big fan of you. Every single time you release a new character, I'm like, oh my gosh, now there goes my wallet, right? So specifically Aaron. Aaron's still my favorite out of all the ones you've done so far. And the Mudra release. The animated Mudra card. That's sick, dude. That's good work. I mean, you never fail to surprise me.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know how these things are going to turn out. I don't tell anybody that I'm really doing it. I just kind of do it, and hopefully it's well received. So that's awesome. That's good to hear.
So Noi, can you talk a little bit about what made you want to make the transition from your 9-to-5 to ultimately joining ChainGuardians?
Money. I just want to become rich.
Can I just say, spoiler alert to people who are watching this, we just did the same question 3 times in a row, and then Noi's internet cut off, and this is the 4th time the internet finally works, and then it makes a joke.
Yeah, I'm just tired. I don't want to repeat myself again.
Come on, read the script.
Honestly, though, it's I'm doing something different. I think I hit a wall where I was working before. I couldn't move up anymore, but this is an opportunity to kind of take ownership of my art and create a whole universe, for heaven's sake, and help everybody out. And it's exciting, man. But yeah, that's pretty much why I quit my other job. It's really well paying, like good paying job. I love the people I work with, but this is just unprecedented. I just want to see where this goes. I couldn't say no to this.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Like I'll tell you right now, we just had probably a 15-minute sidebar before we got back into recording here. We were talking about how we might get like group workouts going into stuff too, right? So hopefully you like working with us if you're willing to possibly explore the idea of working out together, Noi.
Yeah. No, could you imagine? That could be a big money making thing, you know?
Yeah.
Work out with Pellek, yeah.
Dude, working out with Pellek, and we
working
can
out Pellek. OnlyFans or live just mean or something.
Can confirm. OnlyFans coming soon.
Wait.
I think we do a whole like workout series of all of us, and then we can NFT it or something.
Why
Yeah,
not?
safe for work NFTs.
Oh gosh, great.
Let's go.
Noah, can you talk a little bit about how work life has changed from you in comparison? We talked a little bit about how things have changed so much in the last year, obviously from the Rona. But can you talk a little bit about how, like, traditionally what your work life was like and what your work life is like now, and kind of compare contrast a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my work life before was 9 to 5. It was an office job. It was creative. I love the people, like I mentioned before. But the difference between this is that I really get to do what I want and get respect, not only from my peers, but also from other people too. Like I actually have fans now. Like it's kind of odd, right? Hearing that, I'm just that guy right there. I don't know. And we talked about this like before, right? Off camera. Like I'm just an average dude. I can't believe any of this is happening really. And I'm the biggest critic of my own work. Whenever I do a new piece, I'm like, I'm always questioning myself, is it good enough? And then when I get that feedback from fans and like my peers that tell me that it is good enough or it's awesome, it just gives me goosebumps every time, and it makes everything so worth it. So I think that's the biggest difference.
Oh yeah, so was that the question? I thought you were just telling us what you were gonna ask us.
Yeah, so we'll reiterate
sorry.
there for you. How have your lives changed since the emergence of NFTs?
Wow, yeah. Usually I would make, because I make cover songs of like anime songs and songs in a lot of languages on YouTube. Usually the once a week, one upload a week, sometimes two. And I realized just a few days ago I haven't done a cover in 4 months because I've been so busy with everything. Because NFT came into my life, ChainGuardians came in, Bondly came in, all these cool things we're doing, polka pets. My mind is just in that space all the time. So it's kind of refreshing to do like a cover song again, but like there's no time in, because the focus is all on everything we're doing and building, and it's incredibly exciting.
Noi?
Yeah, same thing. Just busy, like crazy busy. It's funny. It's a bit of a joke, but this year I actually really want to start up my YouTube. I do artwork. I want to do tutorials, all these things, and I think Emma laughed at me when I said that, but I was being totally serious.
It's bad when Emma laughs at you.
Yeah, I know.
Because she's so nice, she won't say anything. She'll just laugh, and you're like, uh-oh.
Exactly. But that just made me want to prove her wrong. That just made me want to do it even more.
Hey,
but
maybe
like,
I can help you out with content creation there, buddy.
Yeah, all right. Let's go.
Did you already make a YouTube channel?
What's that?
Did you already make the YouTube channel, or?
Yeah, I've just been really inactive. I haven't posted something in like over a year or something like that.
All right.
But yeah, it's just me being monotone and the way I talk. I don't have a lot of expression. But I really wanted to pick that up. What is that thing? ASMR?
Yes.
Yeah.
Asmer. I call it Asmer. I love it.
Asmer. I just wanted to do that.
Extremely annoying with ASMR.
Fred, you have the perfect voice, and you got the microphones for it, dude.
The rest of this show will be with ASMR. You know what? I get. I'm not hating on people who do ASMR at all, but personally, it just makes me. For me, it's just eerie. Like there's like I don't like to hear things there. You know. Yeah, it's just weird.
That's why I want to do it, because it's eerie. I just want to creep people out. That's all.
Some people just want to see the world burn.
Oh my god, Noah, you can make the first ever explicit only ASMR channel where it's just you saying swear words. Completely remove the filter. I guarantee you it'll be popular.
Everyone you ever knew is going to die. Just tons of negative stuff.
I might have to.
That's the crazy thing.
I might have to clip that part out, Fred, and make that our Twitter kind of introduction 5-second blip right there.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah, go for it.
I wonder if Twitter's well, go for
Every
it.
time someone subscribes to our YouTube channel, for instance, to your YouTube channel, that comes up. Everyone should go into that.
So I guess just a thumbs up, thumbs down here. Do you guys think artists are more empowered to achieve economic freedom and flexibility as NFTs continue to evolve?
Yeah, thumbs. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of go over to our Twitter here. We'll do just maybe 1 or 2 community questions here because the community loves y'all, right? So let's take a look at what we got here. Crypto Hoodlum, aka Purple Lioness, that asks, I'm a huge fan of both of your work. I would love to learn how to properly make NFTs. Do you have any recommendations of where to start for a total noob?
I know that this person is also in the Bond League community, so I of course say wait for Bond Protect right around the corner. But if you want to do it right now, there's you can like Rareable or anything, just make one, you know. So yeah, ours is gonna be amazing.
Perfect. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Is there anything that you can share about it, or is it all NDA for now?
I shouldn't say that much because I'm not on the dev team, so I just don't want to spoil anything yet.
Absolutely. Completely understand. Noi, where do you get your inspiration for characters? And then a kind of question for both of you. What's your favorite cartoon or anime growing up?
Oh my gosh. Okay. My inspiration is anything retro. Like I love the 80s. I love the look of it. I also love metal music. So I get a lot of inspiration from metal music. And for cartoons, Samurai Champloo, One Punch Man is my ultimate favorite anime right now.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Yeah, totally. It's so wacky. Like that's the kind of world I'd want to create too. It's kind of
goes back to that eerie theme you're talking about when you're watching anime and he has that total cartoon like blank face, right?
That's me.
And then he has a serious face.
Yes, exactly. You see this lineup? You see that book? This thing back here?
Yeah.
That's One Punch Man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So I'm a nerd boy. I'm a total geek for that kind of stuff. But anything anime, really, anything art, music, movies, stuff like that. But yeah, those things, I guess.
Perfect. Fred, I know you are into anime a little bit as well. So what was your favorite cartoon and anime growing up?
A little bit, by the way. Yeah, I'm worse than I'm worse than Noi. I have literally, I'm Norwegian, right? I barely speak English, as you can hear. I literally covered more than 800 anime songs in Japanese. So wow. Anime has been like half my life, basically. Started was a manga though, but the first time they imported any kind of manga to Norway when I was younger was the Dragon Ball, not the Dragon Ball Z, but the Dragon Ball manga. Huh. Yeah. And we read books from left to right here, but you read it from right to left. Just that was exciting. So that was my first thing. Then they started selling Conan, Detective Conan. Mm-hmm. So those were the first mangas, and there have been so many animes since. But I remember my first one that I watched was Naruto. So I ended up watching every single episode, obviously, of Shippuden. I love Naruto. Mm-hmm. And then, which is so random, the next one I got handed to me right after that was Death Note, which is obviously amazing. Not the Netflix adaptation, but the anime. Yep. So yeah, and after that was just done, and that's when I also started. Probably later, but I knew all these opening songs, by heart because I watched the show so much. So part of how I started YouTube so many years ago, even before Google bought it, was just by singing songs in the anime songs that I liked. So yes, big anime fan and inspired a lot by music from anime.
All right, so that's going to cut it for us. Do you all have any outros, any questions, comments, concerns that you'd like to leave the communities with?
I'd just say thank you guys so much for watching our faces, listening to what we had to say. Thanks so much to Ben for having us and to ChainGuardians for letting us make this art and being part of this amazing journey as well. Yeah, awesome. I mean, thank you, Ben, and thank you, Fred, for speaking with me. Nobody ever talks to me. I live in my basement. My closest friend is like this teddy bear I have behind me, and I talk to him every 10 minutes. I ask him for advice and stuff like that. But we might have to cut you out there, Noi, because I think Emma will get offended if you don't say she's your closest friend.
Emma is my closest friend. There you go.
All right.
But no, yeah,
Proximately wise, closest friend.
Oh, that's great. Well, Noi, Fred, always an absolute honor having an opportunity to chat with you too. Thank you so much for coming. I'll make sure that we have links to all of your guys' social and stuff, along with comprehensive overview of you too, because it's always great having such pioneers of the NFT world. Thank you for tuning in. As always, comment, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for our next video. And have a wonderful day.
But we have everything up until he says, "I had a pretty good job." we have everything up until that point.
This is like Twilight Zone. It doesn't want me to say that. Some higher power did not want me. It's probably my previous job.
Oh, dude, you're getting DDoSed by your previous line of work.
Yeah,